The word rumination comes from the word ruminare, which means to constantly think over something. I used to ruminate all the time, and now I don't ruminate at all. And it took work, but non-ruminating is an art. Even people without OCD ruminate. They just, oh, something bad happened to me, and they keep thinking about it, always returning to it. They cannot let it go. This video is about how to let it go. Not just for OCD stuff, but for everything, but mostly for OCD stuff. And it's literally about how to get to 0 out of 10 rumination. How to accept everything that life throws your way, and how to finally be able to let go. And before you skip this video, because I know that this promise is probably something that you've been promised and then, not delivered for many, many times, I can say that I was so bad in rumination that literally it was my main symptom of OCD. And now I just don't ruminate at all. No matter what happens in my life, I don't ruminate. 0. And I'm very confident that if you follow this video, you will also get to this place of no rumination. So buckle up and let's go for the ride. So first things first, what is rumination? Rumination is really you living in your head, constantly thinking about OCD and not being able to live life fully. And you probably feel like you're alien, like you're weird, like you're the odd one out, and you just watch everyone living their life fully and enjoying it while you're constantly going over something in your head, some OCD episode, as I like to call it. So you feel detached. You feel cut off from all the other beautiful people that I'm just watching on the street through my window here. I would love to show you these people, but damn you GDPR laws, I can't. Internet used to be way more fun before all the privacy policies. Do you agree with me? But the important thing is that there are 3 types of rumination, my friend. Not just one, they're 3. First type of rumination I like to call solving rumination. And this is probably the one that you've heard about on the internet before, and it's when you try to solve OCD. It's when you try to solve the problem. Am I truly gay? Am I not gay? The second type of rumination is something that I created, and I like to call it victimhood rumination. And this is the one that I personally suffered most with, and it's basically what I spoke about with before, about feeling alien and cut off from everyone else. And it was constantly just literally 24 hours a day, well, 12 hours a day or so, apart from sleeping. I was just like, oh, I'm such a victim, life's so unfair, I have it worse than everyone else. And then even if I got to know that I'm actually, oh, this is OCD all the way long, I was still feeling like, but I have it worse than anyone else with OCD. So I like to call this victimhood rumination. You constantly think about being the worst victim in the world, and you really feel like that. And thirdly, I like to call the third type of rumination OCD rumination, or meta OCD rumination, I sometimes call it, which is that you constantly think about having OCD, and just the topic is not you being a victim, or it's not you trying to solve some current episode that you're in, like, let's say maybe, oh, have I forgot the door? Yes or no? Yes. But this type, you just think about OCD all the time. Oh, will I recover? Will I this? Will I that? And you constantly think about this. Oh, am I doing recovery correctly? So these are the 3 most common types of rumination that I can think of. And I've created these types because I just think that if you just call it all rumination, many people miss that there can be nuance in how you ruminate, and that all 3 ruminations can be different. For example, me, once I mastered not ruminating about trying to solve something, and I've mastered not ruminating about OCD, and if I recover, I was still having victimhood rumination. That was the worst one for me to let go of. You may be different. But not all rumination is the same. At least I think so. Yeah. And what I think is the truth. So bear with me. I'm such an idiot in these videos. Anyway, so we now know what rumination is. But the question is, why? Why do we ruminate? And the answer is simple, my friend. Are you ready? You don't need to know. You do not need to know at all. There's no reason in knowing why you ruminate. At all. I know you believe there is. Oh, maybe it's just my brain trying to protect me. Oh, maybe this is why I ruminate. Maybe that. I was there. I was in your boat. You don't. You don't need to know. What you need to realize is that you ruminate because you have OCD. And because you ruminate. And this will sound weird, but don't try to think of the why constantly. You ruminate because you ruminate. That's the answer that you need. It's an addiction, it's a habit. And it truly is. And I can tell this because if there would be Olympics for the biggest ruminator in the world, I think I would bring some gold for my good old Czech Republic. I think I would bring the gold home, guys. I truly do so. Because, like, literally, in case of rumination, I was a super heavyweight when it came to rumination. I was ruminating like from 7 years old till I was maybe like 23, 24. Then it got better slightly, but I was ruminating all the time. And by all the time, I mean all the time. I don't have childhood memories since I was 7 years old when I wouldn't be ruminating. Like every time I was somewhere, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens to my parents? Oh, what if oh my God, why I'm so weird? Why I'm so different than all the other kids? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Boom. Oh, why do I always think like this? Why do I always. Usually, people try to find the why of rumination, and that's just another rumination. That's what I call the meta OCD rumination. You think about, oh, what is this? Is this OCD? Do I have OCD? Or no, stop thinking about it. Or it's maybe even the solution focused rumination. You're trying to solve something. Oh, why do I ruminate about this particular thing? But you don't need to know. It's all futile. You do not need to know. The more you will try to come for the why, the more you will ruminate. Just accept the fact that you ruminate because you ruminate. Just like you take heroin because you take heroin. That's why you're addicted to that stuff. All right? You're not addicted because of some big why. You're addicted to heroin because you take heroin. That's it. Job done. Case closed. And I know this may sound ludicrous, but it really, I'm just telling this like with force like this because so much time has been spent in my life trying to think of why I ruminate. And the solution was I was addicted to that stuff, just like I was addicted to that victimhood that came with it. Like my eyes used to be like this all the time. There was no light, there was no joy, and I was addicted to that state. It's all my body knew. And yeah, it is a form of addiction. And that's why you ruminate, because you've ruminated so much that now your body is used to it. And now let's get to the most important part, which is how to stop ruminating. And there's so many answers to the internet on this, but mine will be completely different. And it's not just for the sake of being different. It's because nothing else truly worked for me. And now I can honestly say, guys, I don't ruminate. I don't ruminate. I don't. Even if my OCD would spike up or something, I don't ruminate. Even if I have a really bad day, apart from OCD, because OCD cannot do anything to me now anymore. And if I have a bad day, I don't ruminate. Just, really tough day, really problems piling up on each other in life. I don't ruminate. And that's what OCD taught me, is not to ruminate ever. And the only way I got there is there are a couple of things I got to tell you about. So firstly, you really have to work on OCD. You got to prioritize it. If you're not, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you will keep on ruminating. You will really need to educate yourself on OCD. Read about it. Become almost obsessed with your recovery journey. And beware, that doesn't mean doing OCD recovery all the time. That would be just another compulsion. Remember, anything that's compulsive, that's like, oh, I need to do this, is not really good for you. So, but maybe half an hour to an hour a day, investing in, doing something for your OCD. And Jonathan Grayson does exposures like that. Hey, you go out for half an hour, maybe you do exposures. Maybe you can read a book on ICBT to get some insight. Go and check my video about the pillars of OCD treatment. And you should work on all these pillars. for some time of a day. If you want to be a marathon runner, if you want to be the best in bodybuilding, you're going to devote time to it. And, so many people are just like, oh, just stop, just don't ruminate, or just, just expose yourself. No, 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 no. Guys, if you're like me, there's no YouTube channel, no single YouTube channel, and I really love some of them on OCD right now that would help me solely, that I've tried. And I've tried all the big names, all the big ones. Nothing worked because they were still incomplete in some way. Even if those people said they got fully recovered by their approach and I tried their approach, it wasn't enough. So you need to combine multiple things on your OCD recovery journey. Again, go check my video called 6 Pillars of OCD Treatment. It's the previous video from this one. And you need to seriously work on your OCD recovery every single day. If you feel like you're doing it compulsively, stop. Take a break from anything OCD for a month, 2 months, whatever you need. Then come back. If you're overdoing it, then maybe work on it 10 minutes a day and not an hour. Everyone's a different personality. But the rule of thumb is less is better, but more is still better than nothing. Really, guys. I'm going to repeat this. Less is better than more. So you shouldn't do it for 3 hours a day. You should do it ideally for maybe half an hour a day, most of you. Read about it, maybe 15 minutes, and then 15 minutes you can break down your beliefs or work on techniques from ICBT, anything. ICBT is a technique for OCD. I talk about it in other videos, but it's still better to do more. I would still rather focus on OCD recovery for hour and a half a day than do absolutely nothing for it, So you got to find your sweet spot in that. So this is the first thing. Once you do that, guys, I promise you, your rumination will lower. That's a promise from me. If not, come back to this video and I don't know, I'll give you like a coupon to buy an ice cream or whatever, because it will lower. It will lower. It's inevitable. No matter how much of a hard case you are, if ERP doesn't work for you, if accepting your worst case scenarios doesn't work for you, if ICBT doesn't work for you, which is, realizing that these thoughts are all false, you got to combine it. You got to come up with something new, and you will. Check out this 6 Pillars video. And once you do that, guys, you will start feeling better. You will start feeling like, oh my God, this is even better than just OCD. I'm becoming a better person. I'm truly working on myself. I'm getting my self-confidence back. In my language, self-confidence in Czech language is called sebevědomí, which literally means self-awareness. Or like we call it sebedůvěra, which means believing in yourself, but in one word. It's the same as confidence. And in order to believe in yourself, which is now you probably don't believe in yourself if you ruminate all the time, and because OCD broke you, you got to build yourself back. And you will do so through focusing on OCD every single day and working on it. Now, the second thing that I've done once I worked on OCD and my rumination lowered from 10 out of 10 to maybe 7 or 6 was that I started to really live my life fully. Well, maybe actually not even to 6. I think it lowered to like 5 or 4. But it wasn't until I really stepped in for my life big time and I just started living it like, okay, life is not about comfort. It's not about feeling good. It's not about not having OCD. Life is about challenges that I overcome and the man that I'm going to become and the person I'm going to become and the people I'm going to help on my journey and the love that I'm going to share. And it's about becoming the strongest and most free version of myself. And this may sound ridiculous to someone, but the moment I started to live my life that way and place this on the top of the hierarchy of my values in life and what I value the most, life of challenges and overcoming them, once I place this on the top instead of comfort, rumination just got so much less because it didn't matter as much. Oh, another problem. Oh my God, I lost my comfort that I had for 2 weeks. No. Life is about me overcoming challenges, and this is not a challenge in my way, so I'm going to cooperate with life in dealing with this challenge, and I'm going to crash it. and I'm gonna and the version of me that would get free, that's the most free, would crash this. It would just went through it like a knife through butter, and I would just crash this, and I will crash this. I'm not gonna get beaten by this. I'm not gonna ruminate on this. And I call this sometimes the hardcore mentality. I got really hardcore. And this came especially once I started paying for therapies, because then I had what Nassim Nicholas Taleb, a famous economist, calls having a skin in the game. I didn't have a skin in the game before, or anyone actually calls it skin in the game, but he wrote a brilliant book about it. I started having skin in the game because for the first time in my life, I paid large sums of money that I couldn't even afford back then because it was all with foreign people, and I'm from Eastern Europe. We're making 4 times less than people here in Denmark where I now live. I couldn't afford to pay so much money, but I still did. And now I had that chip on my shoulder, like, nah, man. Like, damn, I'm paying big money. I could put that money into a nice vacation with my wife. I could do so much better maybe with this money. I'm going to make this worth, or not so much better, like so much good in life. So I'm going to make this worth. So that was another thing that really lowered my rumination. And I know you guys want to hear secret tips or tricks or fast tips, but that's not how rumination works. This is what lowered it a lot. And then I combined this with I started living my life fully. So I created a Google Calendar. I bought Evernote app, and I started, it's called commonplacing, and it's basically that you make a lot of notes. It's kind of like a form of journaling, but I started editing pictures in, and I imagine my dream home and whatever, where I want to be in life. And I started calling those missions. So I was really like, I'm on a mission to destroy and evaporate OCD from the face of Earth. Once I'm done, like on my epitaph, there's going to be he evaporated OCD. OCD, the moment I was born, 18th of July, 1997, you started losing. You started losing. I literally became serious like that. And I was like, oh my God. I started making more check videos. I really started hitting life hard from all angles, all cylinders. And that lowered my rumination a lot. Because, guys, life, if you truly live it fully, you don't ruminate as much. So many of you will not want to hear this because you may be like, but I loved my life, then I got OCD, I started ruminating. And now you're telling me that, if I don't love my life, then I ruminate. But I'm not telling, this doesn't mean to break up with your partner or, no. It means you got to step it up. Maybe you loved your life a lot before OCD. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you got to build a better one even. Yeah, that's maybe what you're called to, because hey, here, you can be here if you don't have OCD, in case of how good your life is. It's okay, it's good. I like my life. If you don't have OCD, you can be here. If you have OCD, you gotta be here. You gotta be here. That's at least, the premise of what I call transformative therapy, which is a therapy I've created for OCD. And you can watch some videos about it on my channel, but I truly believe that you gotta be here. Unless you're here. If you ask me how much I love my life, it's 10. You can put me on a lie detector. I could swear on the Bible or whatever. It's 10. I cannot love my life more. I would never change it with anyone. Unless you're here on 10 out of 10 in how much you love your life, or at least like 7 plus, you will not stop ruminating fully. You gotta love your life, but to love it, you gotta live it, and you gotta live it to the fullest. Like the Stoics used to say, seize the day. Catch it by its white collar, because it has a white collar. It's like very needy. It's like, I'm a nice day, and I don't want it to be rough. It's like me now, like my hair is all made. No, catch it by that damn collar. Go like, you mother, and just shake it off and be like, we're going for a ride, you and me, and it's gonna be wild. Then really start living, guys, because all that's between you and living the life of your dreams is procrastination. And I'm going to focus on that in another video. But once you get that done, I hope this is not too abstract. I know you like techniques and little tips, but you won't find that here on this channel, because I've spent 20 years trying to find quick tips and tricks on the internet on rumination. Once you do that, it's going to drop to like free. Hopefully. It was the case with me. You may be different, yours may be different. don't sue us, please, if yours is different. I always love these products that say this. Your experience may be different from the one you see in advertisement, where he has like, fragrance and he has the best life ever. But yeah, guys, if you are doing this, I truly believe you will get to like 3 out of 10. And you should work with a therapist ideally, but maybe you don't have to. I don't know. But I worked, but I got to 3 out of 10. Find a relationship. That's another one that will get you even lower. And, or I don't know, maybe just have good relationships. Maybe you don't need a relationship, but have friends, have people around you. It's such a supportive net, and you need those pillars or these supportive nets if you want to survive OCD. You need to, because I cannot ruminate as much, guys. I have a wife now. She wants me to be there for her. Um, she wants us to enjoy our time. I cannot just be like, oh, oh. I cannot do that anymore. Okay, and as I said, and you won't like this, but it's a habit, it's an addiction. But what really put me to, I think, zero, and honestly, right now, I don't want to almost say this for life not to test me like really hard, but I think I could get a gold medal in not ruminating. Even in life in general, because you can ruminate. Rumination literally means that it's taken from animals that ruminate. They basically chew their food and they return it. It goes to their stomach. Then they return it back and they chew it again. So we're always chewing. We're never finished with it. Oh, we return it. Let's chew some more on this. Rumination is not just for OCD. It's just in life in general. People ruminate when bad stuff happens to them. I don't ruminate pretty much. But what got it to 0 out of 10 is religion, and not organized religion. I don't go anywhere, or I'm not like, but that's just me. Everyone's different. But I call it existentialism. It's which is a term that stems from existentialist philosophy or existentialist therapy. We got Dasein analysis, logotherapy, and those are, existentialism means that you ponder over the meaning of life and suffering and over the meaning of existence. And I found my meaning of existence in helping people with OCD, but mostly in living life as a challenge. Every day is a different challenge that's sent to me by God in my mind. And you may call it God, you may call it life. And I didn't want that in my life for the longest. I was like, oh my God, I'm a psychologist. I want psychology, pure psychology stuff. I hated these like esoteric things. But unless I really started having existentialistic philosophy as well, on top of just scientific view of life and scientific philosophy, I just couldn't get to zero in rumination. I couldn't. And it's like, I watched this thing the other day, Belal Muhammad, who's a guy in the UFC, in mixed martial arts. He trained with Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's I think the best martial artist, or one of the best of all times. And he said that Khabib was so good because he just believed, hey, if I win, I win. If not, that's what God wants for me. And I know I heard this sometime before, and I was like, that's so stupid. But now I understand, guys. Like, I don't know. I can't describe this, and I didn't want this, because this is gonna drive people away from this video, because everyone wants something psychology related and OCD related and something that other people talk about. But I wouldn't be honest with you if I didn't say this. I only got to 0. Sometimes I ruminate, so I maybe at like 1. But actually, I don't. I don't remember when I ruminated for the last time. And it's not like life is super easy and I'm on a cloud all the time, but I don't ruminate whatever bad thing happens to me, because I truly believed what Marcus Aurelius called, damn, how did he call it? I'm going to put a quote here probably. And what Friedrich Nietzsche called amor fati. Guys, I knew, and this is maybe just my personality. I'm not saying this will work for everyone. Everyone is very different. But ever since I was little, my personality has been extremely, like extreme states of victimhood. And I thought everyone with OCD has this, but I've discovered everyone is slightly different with OCD, and this was just my thing. I was just I couldn't accept stuff. I was like, if this didn't happen, I would be recovered by now. If that didn't happen, and everyone has this with OCD, but me, it was like 10 out of 10. Like, this was my Achilles heel of my whole personality. Like, I just couldn't accept stuff if it didn't happen the right way, which is, of course, OCD, and it's inflicted by OCD, but it's also my personality underneath it. Like, I struggled with this so much. It's the Achilles heel of my life. And so I had to take on religion because I found out that if I pray in the morning and evening, I don't do anything else. I just pray morning and evening. I just have that, what Nietzsche called amor fati, or what Marcus Aurelius called that, hey, take everything as if this is the best thing that could have happened to you in order for you to get to your goals, to realize your goals. Approach everything like that. But I couldn't approach everything like that because how can you, when you have scientific philosophy or viewpoint of life? I was like, damn, if this idiot didn't do this, I would be doing so much better in life right now. Why did this happen? But now I just skip this whole phase of adaptation. Whenever something bad happens, people adapt. And adaptation looks like, oh, why did this happen to me? Oh my God, what an idiot, or life's shitty, or I'm such an idiot for making this mistake. And it takes some time, couple of days. It took years, someone, it may be months, until they are like, okay, let's cooperate with this thing right now. Let's solve this. It's unpleasant, but let's solve this. And some people have this very naturally, some don't. I didn't have it at all. So whenever something bad happened to me, I couldn't adapt to it and start cooperating with it and just be like, all right, that's my life right now. My neck's injured. Okay, let's work on that injured neck. I was just like, damn, poor me. I have OCD and now I have injured neck as well. No one else would have that. If only that stupid injury wouldn't happen. If only I did this differently. And so now I pray in the morning, I pray in the evening. And I think this was like a gift. I don't know. It just, I'm not saying everyone who will start doing this will have this amor fati, but you know, even Friedrich Nietzsche, who was a very unhappy dude, he almost claimed this to be the holy grail of philosophy because he said that he had like a moment of enlightenment when I think he was really happy for a short period of time. And he said in that moment he wrote, and he said, he called this amor fati, or love your fate, which is something you can find in every philosophy, guys, in the world. Every philosophy, I think, is a holy grail of, I think, philosophy and religion. And he said, if you can cultivate this within yourself, if you could cultivate this, or if you, I don't even think he said cultivate. I think he didn't believe you can, I don't know. You can cultivate it though, I believe, through prayers, but it's also kind of luck, whether you will have this or not. But he said, if you could just feel like whatever happens to you in your life should be happening, like it's the best thing for it to happen for your next growth, next stage, next level up in life, and you truly believe this, like on 10 out of 10, I'm paraphrasing here, your life would just completely change. It would completely change from A to Z. You would found wholeness and freedom. And this is what Nietzsche wrote, and I'm paraphrasing. Maybe I'm going to put the real quote here. But guys, this is what happened to me. And I'm so glad for it. And it's lasting. It's not like, hopefully it will last. I don't know. But it's not like some fast, quick technique that happened and then the next week it doesn't work anymore, which is what most of the advice I've ever heard on rumination was. But this is something that truly put it to zero for me. I pray in the morning, I pray in the evening, and I always pray, thank you, God, for giving me exactly what I need to be the strongest and most free version of myself today. And guess what? I don't know. I kind of tried some things like that in the past, but I just believe it now. I just truly started believing it. And whatever happens to me, like today I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep well, which normally never happens, but it happened for whatever reason. I slept like 5.5 hours. Normally I always just fall back and I sleep. And I'm there's no victim mode. There's no adaptation. It's just, yeah, I didn't sleep. In the past, it would be like, oh my God. And whole day I would think about how I'm not efficient, how I cannot make this video, however, da 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 da. So I hope you guys like this video. So essentially, and by the way, if you wouldn't want to go religious route, just go philosophical route. Just read some Marcus Aurelius. Just try to read Nietzsche. Try to go that route. Try to go that way. Whatever way you can achieve this, amor fati. And however stupid it may sound to you, if you're very scientific minded like I used to be, it can be achieved. It's totally possible to achieve. It's not utopistic. It's not some bullshit that I'm feeding you here right now with. Your brain can totally start believing that. Mind it. You know, there's a book called God's Part of the Brain that's all about some part of your brain that's kind of connected to these things. Yeah, guys, like our ancestors believed these things for thousands of years, hundreds, millions of years, I don't know. And yeah, I access that in my brain, and now, yeah, it's automatic. It's not like bad thing happens. I'm like, oh, no, I'm just like, yeah, all right, that's what should be happening. And I constantly adapt to it and cooperate with it. Doesn't mean you're not sad or that you're in nirvana, but it's a totally different state, and there's no rumination now for me. So this is literally how I got from 10 out of 10 rumination to 0 in about, you all want to know the time frame, because people always want to know the time frame. It was in about, I think, when did I fully, 5 years, maybe. Yeah, 4.5 years, I think it took me to go from, then it wasn't 10 out of 10 anymore, so it probably took me longer, but it took me like 4.5 years to implement all the things I talk about in this video, and to go to 0 from maybe like 8. Before that it was 10, but then I found my girlfriend and stuff, so it lowered a bit, and then I fully started working on OCD in like 2020. It took me damn long to start working on it, but you know, better late than never. And anyway, yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, you know what to click on, right? Is that thumbs up and the subscription button. I'm such an idiot in this video. And that bell ring, you can click on that if you want to be notified when some new video pops up. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. And I'll make sure to read all your comments if you want to leave some down below, or not all, but hopefully like most of them. And yeah, see you with some other video, and let me know. I wanted to make a real long video about rumination because I don't think it's as simple as doing a little technique here and a little there, or just focus your attention elsewhere. It wasn't that simple for me at all. So anyway, guys, hope you like this. Watch some more videos on rumination. There's so many approaches you can learn from a different one, and yeah, but this is all I needed to do to put it to 0 out of 10. And at first I needed to, I'm ruminating, try to get my attention elsewhere. I did that too, by the way, but that just got me from 10 to maybe like 9, or yeah. But then I had to do all the rest of this more complex stuff. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave me. I was already saying that. So just see you. Sayonara, guys. Peace.